Hi, hello everyone. Welcome into That Sounds Gay. My name is Jer, and we are here with Jesse. Okay, wait. Before we start, I have old news for you.
Old news.
Old news.
Old news, and it's going to be even older news by the time this airs.
Oh, totally. I saw an old interview with Pangina talking about Thailand 2. Did you know that they recorded Thailand 2 over the course of 3 months? Pangina said they would film on a Thursday or on a Tuesday. They'd have Wednesday off and then do runway and everything on Thursday. And then they would not record again until the next week.
A week off?
Literally, like, one day on Drag Race, one challenge was 1 week. Legitimately, 1 week.
So when they say last week, they mean it.
They mean it. Where normally it's last week is 2 days ago. And she also said that Miss Gimhui was not the only one cheating. A lot of the girls were bringing things back to their hotel. And she was like, I'm not going to say who, but Miss Gimhui wasn't the only one, but we had to deal with it.
So she could have been like, what's her name? Was it Mocha Diva?
Yeah.
Who was like on her way out, let me start some fires.
Yeah.
She could have Mocha Diva'd about.
Yeah, totally.
But she did. She kept her mouth shut.
She did. She stayed in her lane. And she also said, the interviewer was like, asked her if she was on good terms with everyone since they had so much time to bond. And she said, yeah, the ones I still talk to.
Oh.
She said, the ones I still allow to talk to me.
Oh.
I gagged. I gagged and I screamed and I died.
The ones who have clearance.
The ones who have the clearance. But yeah, legitimately 3 months to film Thailand 2.
That's crazy. Okay, but also that must be so expensive.
It's gotta
Right?
be.
I feel like part of why they do it so fast is it's cheaper to get it done quickly.
She kind of implied that the girls were able to go and do gigs and stuff throughout
Wow.
filming. Like, she implied that they weren't locked down. Like, they
That's
could go out and
crazy.
do stuff. They could go buy things if they wanted to. They, like, had free reign. I've never heard of a competition ever doing that other than Dragula Season 1.
And again, because that was such a different vibe, but like usually Drag Race, you're like locked in, locked down.
Do you remember in Dragula 1? They were at that little bar. Have you listened to their podcast?
I haven't.
The
no.
Boulets said that they were in a little bar and they only could record for 2 or 3 hours. So those filming days were legitimately 2 or 3 hours worth of time.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
So the location days were probably better because they're actually like, oh, thank God. Like the desert day, it was probably a nice change of pace for them.
Oh, yeah. They also said that when they went out to Death Valley for that zombie challenge, that they had this big, giant, heavy dress and Drac at some point almost passed out. Was like
Oh, my
talking
God.
about a critique, and Swan interrupts and says, we already talked about her. And she says, did we?
She fell asleep and then she woke up and she had a different opinion.
Yeah.
By the time she woke up, and then Swan was like, oh my God, girl, we need to get you water.
We need to get her an electrolyte.
Yeah. We need a Gatorade Zero for her stat.
I forgot to open up the wiki, but I'll get it in a second while you
How dare you?
during one of your conversational moments. Okay, so last week we talked about the intro and split premiere of season 14. We talked about the first ball,
The ball.
which I only just realized had 14 queens in it. That ball? That's a huge ball.
42 looks? Is that math?
14 times 3.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I can't do all that. It was a lot, though. That's, I think, the biggest ball in history. I don't think there's
That's crazy.
any bigger ones. Maybe the makeover guy from España.
Well, didn't it? I feel like it took us a fat minute to talk about it. But,
Oh, yeah.
but we had to do what we had to do.
We did the
Boots
thing.
on ground research, mama.
We're out here professionals. June Jambalaya and Alyssa Hunter have safely gone home, and now
It's
we have
chocolate.
It's chocolate.
I love June Jambalaya so much. I said that last week.
Yeah.
Her episode of Give It To Me Straight is one of my favorite episodes.
I don't know if I've seen it.
Oh my God. It's like a comfort episode. Like I'll
Really?
rewatch it because I just think it's funny and like they have like a really good rapport together.
Yeah. I liked Alexis Mateo's. Not only am I a simp, but her doing her bing bang bong. And Maddie
Her-
being like,
What just happened? Yeah. Alexis being like, I'm so crazy. So random.
When she was like, bam, 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 bang, bang, bong. I'm like, damn, get her on every season.
Maddie just not ready for that.
Not at all. She's such a star.
Do you know? Do you know what showed up? Like was brought back to me via the algorithm. Speaking of Good to Me Straight.
Oh,
this is my real hair.
it's my real hair, girl.
And Maddie's hair. Oh wow, or whatever. Like it's so funny.
That moment was a cultural reset. I'm excited to talk about Q someday.
Oh my god!
In like 10 years, when we get to that season,
the Q-naissance.
The Q-naissance. That's going to be the episode title. Mark that down for later. Someone write that down. Okay, so we're in episode 5. Save a Queen. ASPCA challenge for drag queens.
I actually love this episode.
I do too. It was kind of a soft launch for All Stars 8. Do you remember the rumors? They were like, all these girls are coming back because they're getting their contracts renewed. They're going to be on an early out season. And we were all excited. And they were like, early outs versus Jimbo and Candy.
You know, it took me a minute to put two and two together because I mixed up All Stars 9 and 8 and you said ASPCA. I'm like, this was a soft launch for the charity season?
It was a soft launch from Miss Vanjie's charity.
Yeah, Vanjie specifically. No, this was such an 8 soft launch. We just need Tempest. Well, also Kimora Hall. No,
Kimora Black?
We were talking about Kimora Black before this.
Kimora
shit
Hall.
talking Kimora Black. No, no.
Kimora, mute that. We love Kimora Hall, though.
That implying you hate Kimora Black.
No, I love
Admit
Kimora.
it.
I love her banana lady. Her funky banana lady.
Bananas.
Bananas. Love her. She is my favorite.
Love the bananas.
But I love Tempest. I love me some Tampon Dujour from Rapal Dark Res. That was her name. On Rapal Dark Res. That was the one Twitter that's still active, I think. Tampon Dujour.
Tampon Dujour. Whenever I think about Tempest, I think about Kennedy saying her name in the twin challenge.
Oh.
I think was Kennedy the one who was signed the partners?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, and for Jada, Tempest. Like she said it like so gleefully and like she knew she was doing shit with that. And it just makes me laugh. So whenever I think of Tempest, I think of Tempest.
When I think of her season 7 premiere party tour that they did. And she did a song called 8 Miles Wide, which is a song about a vagina that's 8 miles wide. And Tempest was in this big, like, bread loaf hair and a sleek gown, arms out, walking down this catwalk. And the hook of the song is, my vagina is 8 miles wide. Absolutely everyone can come inside. If you're ever frightened, just run and hide. My vagina is 8 miles wide.
My pussy is like a peach.
Oh, my God. She was the code for Teresa.
Yeah, it's very...
Very Theresa May.
My 8 mile wide pussy is like a peach.
I need that.
Wait, 8
remix.
Mile like Eminem?
Does Eminem have an 8 Mile
Arm
song?
Spaghetti. That's the name of the movie.
I didn't know this.
I think it's called 8 Mile. He's a white rapper. Art, life imitates art. And
he really stretched himself there.
Yeah, and his mom's spaghetti.
Oh.
No. I don't know if all that information is accurate. But
that's what the tea is now. So, okay, Cornbread's not at the table at the start of this episode. And we get
Who forgot the cornbread?
Someone forgot the cornbread. And I love them all being like, standing there and being like, wait, where is she?
Literally, cornbread's not at the table like this is Thanksgiving.
It is.
The mashed potatoes are here, turkey's here, casserole's here. Cornbread's not at the table.
We have the diabetica.
We got the
diabetica at the table.
We got the Moscow.
But we do not have the cornbread.
We got the side of Angeria.
We do. She would probably be like a coleslaw. I could see Angeria as a coleslaw.
Angeria, well, that kind of reminds me of, what's it called?
Ambrosia.
Ambrosia, thank you.
She would be the Ambrosia.
You saw me about to have a stroke.
I
and
did.
You saved me.
You were gonna be like,
I was drowning in the ocean, and you saved me. Yeah, I'm
Stop.
pussy bitch.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Cornbread's not at the table. Rue comes in and tells everyone that she's got a video message, and Cornbread shares that she rolled her ankle acting a fool last week.
and Willow immediately falls to pieces.
Literally falls
Shambles.
apart. Naomi Shambles.
She is Naomi Shambles from here on out.
She was really broken up, but I loved Cornbread's message. And Rue reveals that she did not have the candy bar, which I'm sure we all know is a lie. I'm positive she had that candy bar.
Okay. What do you think they would have done if she had it, though? Well, okay, if they want to be diplomatic of like, now we have some business to attend to. And she's like, Cornbread had the golden chocolate bar.
Oh.
So like then would they re-raffle them?
Ooh.
So it's like,
that could have been messy.
so none of you had it before, but you can change that.
That could have been really fun and messy. I think that would have been cool.
Or like, I don't know. Or they like did something with it. I don't know. I think it would have been kinky.
We kind of lightly talked about that last week, but do you feel like the golden chocolate bar is a production tool? Did you just find chopsticks in your chair?
I forgot I had these around. I was fiddling with them earlier, and I guess I tucked them away. I had little frog chopsticks. Anyways, what were you asking me?
Do you feel like the chocolate bar is a production tool, or do you think it legitimately was? They got a golden chocolate bar, production looked at it and said, okay, she's got it. And it was totally happen chance.
It's just so hard to say.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, like, at that point, you can just, like, have a double save if you want to have a double save.
And they did.
But I guess, like, the thing is, this is, like, somehow... Because, okay, the 17, that was fixed.
Sure.
Not, like, fixed, like, for the queens, but, like, it was 17.
Yeah, those numbers were always
They
gonna be
pulled
there.
what they pulled.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it worked out. But the chocolate bar, I mean, I like to believe it's as random as that was, but it also is such a great tool to be like, as opposed to double safe where they both turn it out, like...
We're not ready to see this person go, so let's save them.
But even then, RuPaul can say, this was not your week,
sure.
but I still want to see more from you.
Candy, candy, candy.
I guess I just don't want it to seem like the RuPaul picking of it all.
Sure.
Make it seem more like chance or like destiny, but
sure.
I don't know. I'd like to believe that sometimes miracles happen.
Miracles happen. Let's see. Okay, so our mini... I want to bring up the mini just because it was so funny. They have to pelvic thrust balloons to figure out their teams.
Yes. So I feel like there's two highlights.
George's humping that like a little chihuahua. And then Carrie saying, that little bitch ain't top nothing in her life.
Like the hands behind the waist. Like screaming every time she misses.
What was your other highlight?
I mean, it was obviously the baiting to make an uncomfortable moment with Maddie.
Madeline.
But there was something so hilarious of the other straight man in the room, Bryce,
looking
back at it like,
right.
So you're gonna come hump me, straight man?
Yeah, right.
Like from one straight man to another. Something about that moment was so hilarious to me because obviously they're trying to make it uncomfortable for Maddie because the straight guy. But I thought it was funny because the guy that he needed to hump was also a straight man.
Straight.
So I just thought the layering of that to a
lovely.
deep sand. I don't know if I've said this on the podcast before that I was on a plane with Bryce once.
Were you really?
Yeah, last time I was at Seattle.
Yeah.
When I came back from Seattle, Bryce was on a plane like. Maybe like, so I was on Alaska. I was in I was in economy comfort plus.
Okay.
Which is like the middle area in front of economy before first class where like you get like 3 inches extra leg room.
And your seat can actually recline back a little bit.
A little bit more, yeah.
Yeah.
He was in first class.
Of course he was.
If not, he was also in comfort plus. But Yeah.
I wouldn't have been normal. I would have been like, hi, I think you're great.
It's
Bye.
just so weird. It was just so weird because what did I say to him? Because it's like, I don't know. It feels weird because I feel like if I acknowledge him, he knows that I've just only ever really seen him in his underwear.
That's so fair.
And that's so strange to me.
I think he's okay with it, though. A lot of his videos that he does are usually with his shirt off.
That's fair.
Because he knows.
Well, I mean, he's trying to
make that quintada.
get those viewadas.
Yeah. So Maddie was your other highlight. Mine was Bosco when she humps and does the one and then strokes Bruno's face like she's what is her name? I wrote her name down. Like Ilsa in Death Becomes Her. Do you remember when she's got like those whores and she calls like one of them like bottom or something?
Oh my God.
She just like stroked his face and it's like, good boy.
Madame Bosco.
Yeah, it was so hot. It was cunty. I lived. So our teams are Team Green, Bosco, Daya, and Camden. Team Purple, Jasmine, Maddie. I wrote Purple. And Orion. I don't know who Purple was. Jasmine, Maddie, Orion. And how did I write Purple? I don't know.
Wait, Team Green, Team Purple?
Team Green, Team Purple, and Team Orange. And Team Orange is Deja, Carrie, Georgia, Angeria. Oh, it's got to be Daya. Nope, Daya's on green. I don't know who I'm missing. Anyway.
Well,
There is
did you
someone
say
that's
Willow?
missing. No, I did not. Okay, so the other purple note that I wrote was Willow.
Period. Investigative journalism.
They are shown some iconic first outs. We've got Tempest literally wearing Daya's confessional outfit. Literally has the exact same thing.
Love it.
We have James Mansface. That was her name in Rapal Dark Res.
James Manface.
James
Hateful.
Manface. And Kimora Hall. And so they have to do a PSA about raising awareness of being a first eliminated queen. This was a really cute idea, and I wish they would do this again.
Yeah.
It was adorable. Like, imagine the potential of doing, like, queens that went home at Snatch Game, queens that went home at the ball, queens, other first outs. Like, imagine Kelly Mantle in here doing another first out.
Yeah.
Like a reprise of this.
That'd be fun.
It was really cute.
Do you know, also, I mean, I guess it makes sense, but also this wouldn't have been a terrible first elimination challenge to have this and then the first elimination. And then they could have had them come and walk June away. They're like, come with us, June. We'll take you home.
In the handmaiden costume.
Yes.
Come with
Please.
us, kitty girl.
But yeah, no, I thought this was a pretty fun challenge.
It was really fun. The thing I didn't love about it, though, is that it had to be rhyming. I don't think that was necessary.
It did, didn't it? It had to be. I forgot that was necessary, and I thought that was just a choice. And I actually did hate that with every fiber of my being.
I did as well. I hated the rhyming.
So I like the concept of this challenge. I actually hate this challenge. No. No. But the rhyming part does kind of suck.
So tell me, what do you think about this challenge? I love this challenge. It's everything.
I just hate listening to
hate pink.
Hate pink. I just hate listening to white people try to come up with rhymes. Because some of the things that they come up with are ridiculous.
Who was the one that did the reading rhyme years ago? Was it Coco during All Stars 2?
Someone was Dr. Seussing about.
She was Dr. Seussing. She was Mother Goosing. Anyway, I love the idea of this. I wish they would do it again. Take out the rhyming because that was stupid. I loved seeing Tempest in here and just wanting to rip into Candy. Like, let's just call her this dumb bitch.
Yeah, this dumb bitch.
Then our runway category is Spring Has Sprung. Do you have any standouts from this?
I have a standout in a way that the other day, the last week, I've had an eyebrow hair that was out of place.
Okay. Me too. I have one that's standing that way.
So it usually was going the right way, and it just completely had turned under. So it almost when I blinked, it got caught in my eyelashes. No. It was just so it was so wrong.
Yeah. It was so good.
I eventually had
to
pluck it out because it just was such. It was such an issue. Carrie Colby.
Oh my God.
For her floral explosion. She's here to show them that she has personality, that she's funny, that she's a hee hee ha ha girl.
She's very silly, hee hee ha ha.
This look is very silly. So silly. Ha 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 ha.
You know, the first thing I thought of was Lakeisha Lubamba. Because she just did this.
This is so Lakeisha Lubamba coded. This is no.
Lakeisha Lubamba.
I was like, what can I say? And the only thing I could come up with is Laquifa, but that's Shangela.
The licorice LeBois.
Ew. That sounds like an AI drag name. That's so AI coded.
Fine, I'll take
No, I
Licorice
like it.
LeBois
No, I
on the
like
road
it.
with
I
me.
take it. I'll take it.
I'm gonna take her with me. My standout was Maddie. This freaking stormy look, and I know that Viv did something like this, and I know that who was it? Was that Jeannie that did it in Thailand? Like stormy looks have been done, but this was really cool. You know?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Yes. I do agree. This runway is such a varying taste level.
It's a throwaway.
But
too.
no, yeah, it really is a throwaway. Is a lot of just like I have pastel shit. But yeah, I like Maddie's a lot. I love the like 20s fringe of the body. I love that she's a storm cloud with tits, big old
tits. Perky ones.
Honestly, my favorite is probably Willow's.
Willow's is so fun. The help on the back.
It's also just like a vibe of spring that is not. It was more like spring and vibe than anything, like the palette and everything. And I quite fancied that. I have to circle back.
Okay. Circle back.
I'm like trying to remember the name of the song, but this, you can edit this out. This look is giving me.
Oh my god, wait.
What was that song called?
I know what you're talking about.
With the three of them. And there's like the villain in the back, like laughing while they're doing that dance.
I know what you're talking about.
What's the name of that group? All of my Hello Project knowledge has atrophied. It's Goto, Yoshi, and what's her face, and Queen. It's like I know something, but that music video.
I'm remembering it, but I can't. It's up there. I feel like it was like Koi something.
It's either Koi or
Puchimoni. It was Puchimoni.
Puchimoni.
Yeah.
But anyways, that look is giving me that Puchimoni music video. That like weird 90s Puchimoni. Is it Koi no Knockout?
No, baby, going in knockout. Dun, 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 dun.
Yes, oh my god, it is. It's so that. It's so
Come
that.
on, Hello Project. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no, you're right.
She's giving Queenie knockout.
Queenie
She's giving the
knockout.
creature laughing in the beginning of
Very
that song.
right.
Anyways, you can cut all that out because I think we just
No, that's
alienated
brilliant.
most of the listening base.
They were like, what are you talking about? J-pop, for all of you who don't know. There will
Okay.
be visuals in the YouTube. Okay, but can I tell you which one knocked me out of the park?
Say it.
Kimura Hall.
Okay, I'm so glad that these women got to walk.
Me too. The women walking is my favorite
but
part.
she walked more than any other woman ever walked.
She walked harder than all the rest of them.
The color of this dress, this like kind of olive khaki, is just so gorgeous with that veil and that like spit curl.
Yeah. God, she looks so good.
I also love the like, this is more, I'm assuming this is Mackie.
I believe she said it was. Hold on, I wrote it down.
I love the way this is more just props to the designer.
Vintage
props to
Mackie spring summer runway.
Two things I love about. So there's the slit and the way that it ruches above the slit to make the slit not just like random, but also the way the straps go into the cutout to almost make it look like a necklace. Yeah. Like her chest is a giant jewel in the middle of her bodice. Like that the way that necklace is cut, it's so fascinating to me.
The veil with the trim is what gives me a huge fashion bone.
Yeah.
It's so hot. You don't see gowns like this anymore.
No, they don't make them like this anymore.
They do not.
No, this was resplendent.
And that sleek hair was literally everything. In the challenge, I think there were a couple people who stood out to me. Like Maddie absolutely slayed, but I freaking loved Angeria so much. Tempest kind of stole the show though. Like Tempest was
Yeah,
a
the eliminated girlies ate.
Yeah. Our winner of the challenge is Bosco, which I thought was quite deserved because, I mean, she was also great. And I mean, I love Angeria and I'm an apologist for her all the time. Our bottom two is Georges and Orion to My Head and My Heart by Ava Max. And Sweet But Psycho was a way better song than this one. I don't think they've done that song.
They haven't done Sweet But Psycho.
This whole season, we talked about this last week. There are some odd lip sync choices.
Okay, but Drag Race also has a boner for Ava Max.
They do
love those Ava Max songs.
They do. Poor Orion, I don't think stood a chance against Georges. Georges went so hard to send her home.
She did so much. She introduced Punching the Ghost, but she ate her out. I feel like it was like her first lip sync, so I feel like she had like extra energy.
Right.
I think also this is a song she probably would choose herself.
Totally.
I mean, I don't know the woman, but this sounds like something that felt more familiar with her movement style because it felt very suited for her more than other songs where she had to be a little bit more out of the box.
Right.
I feel like this one felt a little bit more like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Question for you then. Do you feel like, and we talked about this maybe 5 weeks ago when Victoria went home. Do you feel like because Cornbread left that Orion should not have gone home and it should have just been a double save since someone already did? Or did Orion do so bad in that lip sync that there was no justification to keep her around even though Cornbread was gone?
If I was RuPaul, I would have also saved it because I'm like, you already got your chance, girl.
Sure.
You got your chance. You still aren't giving.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So I'm going to have a spontaneous double save. Later in the season.
Sure.
It would have been great if it had been more of a strong, like maybe two stronger girls.
Yeah.
So it could have been like, in light of what happened, no one's going home. So it could have been wrapped up in one episode because I think the only thing is saving it later cheapens the chocolate.
Sure. It definitely does. So we move into episode 6. Glamazon Prime, where Daya is getting the grouchy girl edit. She's coming off really bitter right now, and I forgot that this was a storyline.
I did too. I honestly don't see it that hard. Like, I know she's kind of annoyed, but I don't know.
They really lean in with sound effects and zoom in.
I know. I feel like they're really going ham on it.
Yeah, they take every opportunity to show her rolling her eyes and cutting looks.
Well, and I think also they're setting up to her disappointment next episode.
Totally.
I think they're trying to establish a certain vibe. So I think they go heavy-handed with it.
Just a smidge. Rue comes in and says that Michelle's been using too much Glambian and she's been shopping too much, but she had to go to the Acid Betty Ford clinic and she's all better now. So they get to use all of her crap that she's bought from Glamazon Prime, which I don't know why they just didn't say Amazon Prime.
Acid Betty probably sitting at home now what the
now why am I in this?
Now why am I in this? Literally. She's like, excuse me, you won't ask me back for All-Stars, but you're going to bring me up like this.
Do you remember when they brought it was the Kennedy Davenport School for International People that are comedy queens or whatever for 7, whatever the fuck that was.
Right?
It was crazy.
Just random women getting brought into it.
We have all kinds of crappy supplies like blow-up dolls and condoms, huge bundles of random fabrics. This is a weird, unconventional challenge because they're already boxed and they don't know it's in those boxes until they open them.
Can I say this is a weird, unconventional challenge and it shows in the looks?
Definitely.
It's also weird because it's there's not a through line where it's at least in the one that we just had on 16. Are we on 16? No, 17. Jesus Christ. There's the aquatic through line.
Sure.
And the materials felt like they had a textural through line or something.
Totally. Dense.
Yes. Whereas this feels like just anything they could find they threw together.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the season 8 box challenge or the season 6 box challenge where it's everyone's fighting crime in a different city.
Box challenge.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
You have this. You have the Sister Maria box. You have the Sister Anna Nicole box.
You have the spaghetti box.
Yeah.
There's spaghetti and pizza in there. Good luck.
You have the Pizza Florentine box. Yeah.
You have the orange peel fabric. This was a weird, like you said, it kind of lacks cohesion, and that shows in a lot of the looks. The dossier said our target is diabetes because during the walkthrough, she asked Rue and Carson for critiques and she hasn't had any. And Carson flips through his brain and is like, what did I read on the dossier? Oh, your makeup looks like Crystal Method. And the editors struggled to put up a bunch of side-by-side photos that look nothing
I
alike.
hate it.
To be like, look, Crystal once did a red makeup and Daya did red too.
I
It's like
hate
putting
it.
an apple next to a fire truck and being like, look, they're the same.
I feel like you are priming the audience to have a small-minded perception of drag.
Yeah.
With these antics.
Totally. And she is pressed about the opinion, which honestly, I don't
for
blame
her.
her. I would be pressed too. I'd be like, what the fuck? I'm not even like her. I don't know
Yeah.
where this is coming from. And watching it again, I'm like, damn, this really did come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like literally out of nowhere. They start opening up a lot of the girls about family traumas and really opening up about who they are. And then after these beautiful moments of storytelling, RuPaul comes out in, what did you say? Sandbags?
Yesified sandbags.
Yes, fine. She's in a corset. and
I
a
never even
peplum
like
skirt.
think about what RuPaul's wearing in the episode, so it's funny to talk about him.
We don't talk about her often.
I like really disregard what she's wearing.
Sure.
Just because, like, I don't think about what Heidi's wearing on Project Runway. Sorry, Heidi.
That's so fair.
But it's
But
like,
I mean, we love what Supreme wears and Brooke wears.
yeah, because they
Nikki.
eat it up every week. But RuPaul's not that girl.
Not anymore. In season 7, she was that girl.
I was about to say, she doesn't have that golden bow Despy Awards every week like she used to. No, because she used to turn it out every week. But now
Yeah.
it's just like,
Yay.
yeah.
I sent you that photo because I'm like, what is this that I'm looking at right now? It is so different from anything. And after looking at this, it makes so much sense why Georges won this week, because she's wearing more fabric than RuPaul is.
Wow. RuPaul is feeling her young and flirty era, for sure. For sure.
So we love looking at the constructed looks.
Yes.
Do we want to peek through these and give some opinions?
Yeah, well, because we can make quick work of some of these and others we can spend more time on.
Very quick work. Angeria used blinds for her dress. And I love the construction of that because I think the guest judge said they could have been floppy.
Yeah.
And the way that she was able to get structure into this black garment, whatever that is, that had lining in it that she took out, was really well constructed.
Super, super well sewn. Looks like it could just be like a glamorized church lady outfit that she brought from home. Very impressive. Not super like striking, but like super well constructed.
Yeah,
I wish it had been a different color.
me as well.
If it had been the black had been if it had been like orange or like
Ooh.
the blue that Bosco used even, or
Oh,
like
that would've been
something
hot.
just to be more like of a pop. I don't know what colors were available. It seems like a lot of sheer fabric was available. I mean,
Yeah.
even if she had that chocolate velvet that Willow had,
That one was
would have been
quite
hot.
beautiful.
But yeah, I think it was a really well done look.
Bosco is doing something we've seen already a couple times because Davina DeCampo did
Yes.
literally this exact silhouette in the pretty much same materials.
She did pants, which no, so did Davina.
Yeah, Davina did the jumpsuit. I liked Davina's interpretation of this material for a jumpsuit better. And the
Yeah.
only reason I'm comparing them is because they practically are the same garment. They're very similar. But I do really like what Bosco made. I think it's fun.
I'm fascinated by her like breastplate thing she made.
And the big giant nipples.
Yeah,
Are you staring at them because they looked at me?
it's just so weird, but I love it. It's
like
one
the
of the
hair.
most unconventional of the bunch, which I really appreciate.
I remember Bosco having a lousy drag package. But I feel like that doesn't present itself towards the middle end of the season. I think where we're leaving off is where she started running out of clothes.
Yeah, and I think it's also worsened by the length of the season.
Sure.
This was a season 8 situation.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have even gotten to all of those bras and panties.
No.
Like Kimmy.
So, Kimmy Couture is a great example of that.
It's
too.
just because of how long these newer seasons are, it feels more fatigued to see the same silhouette over and over again.
I would agree. Can I say I love Daya's outfit?
It's one of the strongest points of views, POVs of this entire group. I will say
It's the huffing.
I remember liking some of these looks more when I watched it in the moment.
Yeah.
And this is one of them.
Was it observer effect?
Well, because like, let me look. Wait.
Or recency bias?
1, 2. Yeah. I have a top 3 when I look at these looks.
Mm-hmm.
And Daya's not in it. And neither is Willow. No. For me, para mí, spooky me. Am I correct in saying the top 3 is Angeria, Willow? Nope. Angeria. What is that woman's name? Camden and Georges?
Yeah, that is the top 3.
I agree with it.
Really?
Well, I'm also a Georges apologist,
you
but
are.
yeah, I love that color combo. Because that's the other thing is like when I scroll through all of these, they're all just so blech in the color palette. And I do kind of feel that with Daya's. I mean, it's not her fault.
It's not her fault.
She has what she has, but I hate the mix of pinks she's giving me.
Oh, there are a lot of
She's giving me
colors.
Starburst bag because it's like the bright pink Starburst, and that's the more like strawberry Starburst, and then it's the yellow Starburst.
I love yellow Starburst. They're so
I do
good.
too. I think that they get a bad rap.
No one likes them.
I grew up loving them, and then as I got older, I realized people didn't fuck with them. I don't like the medium reddish ones.
Oh, yeah.
Those ones, they feel weird in the back of my throat.
Fruit Punch was always so good from the tropical bag. Fruit Punch was it.
But see, no, she has the bright pink Starburst, she has the yellow Starburst, and then she has the off reddish pink Starburst. I don't love that
Raspberry.
color mix. Yeah.
I hate Deja's.
Oh
Hate
yeah.
it.
We alluded to previously that she does really like billowy, like she does too much when she sews. This is crazy.
There's so much draping happening, but none of it's really constructed extremely well. It looks like she's got the ideas down, but there's so many straight lines.
Do you know what this is giving me?
What
It's
is
giving
it?
me First Out on season 5, and she had to do the promo.
Oh my god. The Grecian one.
Yeah. It's because it's giving me like a Grecian goddess.
Flop goddess.
Flop goddess.
Category is
Floppus.
Floppus.
Yeah.
I really kind of live for Jasmine's. It's messy, but I kind of live.
She needed to take that fucking hat off. What is wrong with her?
That's a little evil.
Okay.
It looks like a puckered butt.
The hat is so evil. So for me, para me, take the hat off.
Yeah.
Hair up.
A
Like
big
a
updo?
styled up chignon or something.
Yeah.
And then like I think it just needed more skirt.
Totally in the front.
Yeah.
I think it's
It
cute.
was going
otherwise, though.
somewhere.
It was.
I just think her styling isn't there yet because she's not fully fleshed out yet, so her POV isn't there. Whereas even someone like we talked about this with Georges. Georges is already Georges.
Yeah.
And I think that shows in her sewing look though.
Sure.
I'm gonna defend her. You need
I
to
know
brace
you will.
yourself. Oh, she's next.
She is
Perfect timing.
next. I just think it's so simple.
I'll say this. Did it deserve the win? No.
I don't think so.
I think I agree with it being in the top 3 though, because
good
I think
POV.
it's more aesthetically pleasing than Willow or Dias, who arguably, hear me out.
I'm
This is where we
listening.
disagree.
Yeah.
Willow and Dias are both better constructed
Uh-huh.
and more interesting garments, but this is more just flashing through them. It's the prettiest to me.
It's
Because
very sleek.
even though
and clean.
Willow's she was the other one I was saying I remember liking these looks a lot more. I saw Willow's just now, I was like, oh,
See,
I remember loving this.
I
and
love
I
the
do
idea,
not live.
not the construction.
Yeah, and so with like Georges's, like the idea is the construction. It's this blue fabric and stars.
I want
like,
to hold
it's
space for
consistent.
Willow though, because her fingers are frozen, like little frozen sausages.
Frozen fingies, yeah.
Because they keep the Drag Race set at negative 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And she has a chronic illness.
And she
it's
doesn't
cold.
have cornbread there to cut things and open things for her because no one cares about her.
And microwave water for her so she can warm up her fingertips. So, like, I want to hold space for her making this.
Yes.
And being able to thread a needle and being able to do the trim
and she
that
turned
she
the
did.
party. Absolutely.
And it's a cool look.
No,
I think it should have been
it's
given
Slayer.
critiques. In my opinion.
Yeah.
Carrie is so lucky.
Carrie was... She dodged a bullet. I think that this was righting the wrong of her being in the bottom with Alyssa.
Totally.
They say we wronged you for that, and you wronged us with this look, but we're not going to say anything.
We're going to ignore it.
And from here, they said, we didn't say anything about the spring look. We're not going to say anything about this look. From here on out, it's a fresh start, mama, so get ready. They say you better buckle up and bring it next week because from here on out, it's a clean slate.
She gets Lucretia Lubamba because they look past her mistakes for like 3 or 4 weeks in a row. And she is flubbing again and again and again. Because even last week, she wasn't good.
Where it's like, okay, Vanjie's rope look and 11 is cuntier than this. And Vanjie was in the bottom.
Totally. That's a mop.
That is a mop. Okay, this is who I think should have won.
Camden.
I think Camden actually should have won.
I really do like the look. I don't love the wing, I will say. That's the one thing I don't like.
Oh, yeah. Do you think it's a little cheesy? Or
I think it's a little cheesy, yeah. If it had been maybe draped differently and the wings had been constructed differently, maybe I could have gotten into it.
I think it is a little cheesy, but I think that it's both pretty and it shows construction, like a big construction swing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, in the same way that Willow took a big swing with the arms, she took a big swing with the wings, but I think that this is a more palatable swing. Not saying that Willow did anything wrong by being unpalatable, but I think that like I don't know what, this is also the hard thing. Because like with the Monopoly look, I love that it was like, was it giving opulence? Yeah. I love that the end product just needs to have like a certain parameter to fit. Because they're also not telling us what they want the finished thing to be.
That's what I want from the construction challenges is give them a POV.
Yeah, but I don't know. I do get more just like a big moment from this. Like I do appreciate this sort of weird fairy tale situation she created. The detail on the bodice itself is dope.
Yeah.
I love that bodice.
Really
She honestly,
cool.
I could have also seen this style totally different if she took the wings out, kept the bodice, had like sleek cunty hair, and then had just like pieces of the pink and blue tulle like draped more like slit, like a more like column-y dress, and then like pieces of tulle kind of like draping here and there, very like slinky. That could have been cunty, but no.
And her makeup is beautiful too.
She looks gorgeous. Yeah, this is one of the best looks and okay, that's the other thing, is this is one of the most gorgeous moments of her all season, and she made it, so I think that is impressive. She's my win this week.
I would agree. Last one, because I mean, we kind of talked about Willow a little bit. I wish that Maddie had cut this up even more. If it had been full patchwork, little tiny 4-inch squares everywhere, and done full like, I don't know, country crocheted gown, I think it could have been fun. Yeah, because the idea is interesting.
Yeah, it's just so weird.
It is. Going out so looking weird. Like this.
Also, these little like scrunchies, like as like rosettes to the look or to the quilt.
They look like hemorrhoids.
I appreciate she was trying to give the rosettes on the quilt. But why these like weird scrunchies? Why not just do like a giant circle?
Yeah.
So strange. And then also like the drop waist of the dress. But it's a color blocked drop waist, which is also really fascinating.
Right.
Because usually like with a dropped waist, it's kind of like just extending the waist and making it sleek. But it's like we have this like really like high neck, kind of almost halter looking bodice. And then the thin little waist in a different color than the bodice. And then in another different color, the drop waist under that.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Crazy.
Thinking about this and kind of trying to narrow it in, what do you think if they had done like housewife as the theme? Like,
oh yeah,
take Michelle's stuff and give us your best housewife ordering crap from Amazon.
Yeah.
Because like I'm trying to think what even POV you could do with this material.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, going out to the opera, that's what you bought all this for. Just narrowing it into something. I can't quite figure out what you could say that would help them with the POV. So that it
Yeah.
wasn't just open and make whatever you want.
Yeah, right?
Give us you, but don't give us you because we don't want to see it. It's ugly.
Yeah.
I know normally we don't talk about Untucked, but this felt like the one to do it in. Because one, Daya is furious about Georges getting away with wrapping fabric around her body. And she has a huge storyline about how upset she is about this. And she also kind of critiques Jasmine's body as well and what she's wearing, which comes up later on in the season. But this is when the Maddie fight happens with Jasmine. And Jasmine is like feeling her goats, like twirling that hair and just yanking
Living her best life.
on
Yeah.
those curls as Maddie is talking.
Yeah.
And it's what I'm selling is not what you're selling.
What I'm giving is not what you're giving.
And so I'm not worried about you. I do this all the time. This is my bread and butter. So I'm not worried about Maddie.
It was like Maddie getting like strangely weird, like weirdly
Super activated.
aggravated. Yeah. And then like Jasmine just being messy and New
It was
York
a Norma
about it.
Jean.
I loved, oh my God.
This is your moment. Have it. The floor is yours.
And then they lip synced for Blasphemy.
Yes. My favorite part of that whole Untucked is Bosco like taking her legs, cackling, and she just flips him up to her ears and is just laughing.
Oh,
Do you remember
with
that?
Daya's glasses on.
Daya puts her glasses on and Willow is like struggling to breathe. She's like literally going, oh, oh, oh. And Maddie's so mad as Jasmine's just smiling and laughing because all the girls are losing their shit.
Because it must have been crazy in the room.
It had to have been. That energy had to have been nuts. But I know we normally don't talk about the Untucks, but that was such an iconic moment. Georges does win, which I don't know. I think of the top, it could have been Camden or Angeria, maybe.
I think I would have given it to Camden. I would have given it to Willow before I would have given it to Angeria, even TBK.
Fair.
I mean, Angeria's was really solid, but I think Angeria has so many stronger weeks.
Sure.
If she had won this week, I would have been like, really, bitch?
Right.
But like, no, I just feel like,
You think this one's better than Daya's? For sure, Georges's.
Okay, I would have given Georges the win before Daya. I would have
Sure.
given Willow the win before Daya. I don't know if I would have given Willow the win before Georges, though.
That's fair.
It's just hateful. I think it was a styling challenge. I think
Sure.
that Daya passed. No, Daya did not.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait, no. Yeah. I was thinking Deja Betica.
Deja Betica.
Deja did not pass anything.
No.
Daya passed the sewing challenge part of it. She did not pass the styling challenge part of it, in my opinion. Whereas like Georges, she didn't really sew anything, but she absolutely styled the fuck out of it.
Totally.
I also think it's hilarious because Daya is 1000% right that she just wrapped a piece of fabric around her body, because in the fallout next week, as she's complaining, she literally just like takes the belt off and then like pulls it off and it's
Yes.
done. She literally it literally is like a robe, like where it's like there's like the part that ties in on the inside and then it's done. Like it's like a morning robe.
100%. The bottom two are Jasmine and Maddie to Sugar Mama by Beyonce.
Iconic.
Jasmine is like throwing her pussy everywhere. She does the pouty baby move in a way that no one else has done before because her hip meets her earlobe.
Yes, it's like a twerking pouty baby.
I was so gagged because we've talked about the pouty baby before. A lot of girls love to do that move.
Well, because it was less. Well, because Daya. No, why do I keep having her name on my mouth?
Diane Deja?
Jasmine Kennedy. She's got great control over her lower back, and I love that.
She does.
Because usually when people angry baby, they're just like humping the stage,
Totally.
kind of. But no,
Pound,
she was
pound,
like
pound.
twerking her back kind of like into an arch as she
Yeah.
was like pouty babying it. But it was also more of a tantrum because she was mad.
Do you remember in All Stars 8 when she does that one move and she lands on her tiptoe of her heel and then falls down into the split?
Yes, to hallucinate.
That was so good. That was hot.
Iconic moments.
Maddie is out and is getting the chocolate.
Oh.
And I have a question. I don't know if you remember this. Rue does a wicked line on her and says, because we knew you, we were changed for good.
What the fuck?
Did
That's
I
so
miss
weird.
something wicked
For
related?
Maddie, that's so weird.
Or did like Rue's team walk out? Were they on strike that day? What happened? I don't understand her goodbye message. It has
Straight
nothing to do
people
with
are
her.
the greens of
There's a green.
we're shiz, she's the green.
Maybe. Girl, I wrote that down because I'm like, what the fuck?
His
Anyway.
heterosexuality is but a manifestorium of his wicked nature.
We move into episode 7, the Daytona Wind, where the episode begins with Daya pressed, telling Georges that she thinks that she's wearing just a sexy napkin, and her anger storyline is like they front and center. That is the storyline.
Yeah.
They don't focus on anything else. The Maxi is this kind of dated soap opera challenge, and I like the idea of it, of being like Days of Our Lives, Dynasty, etc. And I kind of think this was the right cast for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I loved the fart jokes.
Strange was okay. It's funny because it's like some of them definitely needed the boost to their humor because
Sure.
it made even the unfunny people funny.
Mm-hmm.
But people who actually like acted their asses off, like Lady Camden, she didn't need it.
Maxine!
She was slaying and giving an Emmy performance
Yeah.
without a fart track. But yeah, like people who were absolutely flopping, like it lessened the blow for them and it made for a non-elim episode.
Yeah.
Which, okay, now wait a minute. Speaking of which,
Uh-huh.
so there's another non-elimination
Girl.
plan?
This season, I'm remembering why it's so long. Daytona Wind has no elim. The Georges and Jasmine lip sync is a double save. Snatch Game, they send nobody home. They give the chocolate bar to Bosco the week after the lip sync SmackDown. There are 4 episodes this season where no one goes home.
But then they also don't eliminate, and okay,
Technically, the
but
first
then
2
they
episodes
don't
are
do an
none.
elimination with Angeria and Willow at the end either.
Exactly. There are, I think, total of 8 non-elim episodes this season.
I wonder if the Georges and Jasmine was not planned because it should have been 4 at the end instead of 5, or if that
Maybe.
was intentional. It's just so strange.
Do you think they ordered too many episodes? Because I think there's like 17 episodes this season.
Well,
Maybe
okay,
18.
I think from what I read one time is like they are renewed, the season renews them for X amount of episodes sometimes. It's not always like, hey, can we have this many episodes? It's like you have this many episodes.
Got it.
So sometimes they also have to fill what's ordered for them.
Casting specials. That's what we should have.
Countdown to the crown. No.
Not a clip show.
God,
I'm so glad they don't do those anymore.
sucked.
They did. They sucked.
But yeah, or even just like a post-show special or
That would be
something.
fun.
I don't know. Do a Housewives style and make the reunion multiple parts.
Ooh, yeah.
Because, you know, Housewives does reunions part 1, 2, 3.
Lip Sync SmackDown again, part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yes. They should do a compulsory like lip sync SmackDown every season.
Yeah.
Or like she done already done had hers as lip sync SmackDown, where like after the top 4, like instead of Countdown to the Crown, after the finale, before the
reunion?
after the taped finale, before the live finale, they do she done already done had hers as lip sync SmackDown, where all the eliminated girls who didn't make it to the finale lip sync for 50K,
I would love that. And then do the reunion after.
and then they do the reunion,
And then the finale. I would live.
yes,
That would be super fun.
You listening, RuPaul?
RuPaul?
I know you're listening while you
Production
drive
team.
hands free in your Tesla.
Not her Tesla.
Do you think she has a Tesla?
She might. They had that AI.
But you
on
can't.
here.
I don't think the self-drive would let you run people over, and I think that's what she wants to do. I think she wants to commit vehicular manslaughter on her days off.
Isn't there a long-standing joke that she hit Jinx Monsoon?
Is there?
I think there's a long-standing joke that she hit Jinx somewhere. I feel like Jinx made a joke out of that or something.
Well, no, because isn't there something that she got hit by a car, like hit and ran?
Yeah.
That's starting to come back to me.
I'm having a recovered memory about this.
Okay, well,
I want to say about this episode 2 things that I thought were interesting. One, they
Yes.
talk about the Folsom Street Fair. I
love.
love that they brought up kink. They very rarely talk about this in Mainline. They talk about it in other seasons. Mainline tends to be super sanitized, and they don't talk about this.
I think because I wasn't Deja basically saying like not all spaces are for kids.
Yeah. Oh, no, Bosco.
Bosco?
Bosco.
Okay, she's so real for that. I think the reason they don't have these conversations a lot is I think it's very anti-DragCon propaganda.
Totally.
This is such anti-DragCon propaganda because like there was a time back in my day.
Back in the Old Testament of
Back in
Drag
my
Race.
day, in the first like 2-3 years of DragCon, you would see a whole asshole. You would see someone's entire booty hole out.
I remember someone was walking on their hands and knees in a pup hood.
Yeah, there'd
and a
be
pup
pups
tail.
and their daddies, like all that jazz at DragCon because
Full
it was
leather.
kind of like the intersection of like drag. Because also like at a bar where you see a drag queen, there's also go-go dancers and
Totally.
you know people doing all sorts of shit, especially depending on the bar. Because also a lot of queens get gigs at alternative bars
Totally.
where there's even more alternative shit going on.
Yeah.
Or like kink bars, leather bars. They love having drag queens there.
They love them.
So I feel like there's such an intersection of that. But then I feel like in the years following, as they push towards a more family friendly shit, I feel like we saw less of that.
Way less.
And it never bothered me because I feel like it's something, okay, and that's
Well,
the
you were
thing.
also.
I was also gay, but I also am still in the cutoff period where I kind of understand that if I'm entering a queer space, there's going to be like nudity and like kink and
Sure.
like all of that, because I think that like if there's like a safe space to express that, if that's part of your like queer identity and you want to express that, then like I support that.
Sure.
That's your drag, I
Sure.
guess. You know, if you want to be
Mama,
on,
that's
if
your
you want to
drag.
be on your hands and knees and drink out of a dog bowl, mama, that's drag.
In a public place
Mama,
in LA.
that's your drag.
That's your drag. That's your truth.
Yeah. And that was drag to me.
Yeah.
But
And that was weird for me.
But yeah, I feel like those kinds of conversations are very like anti like drag con culture because they're
Totally.
so like we want drag to be everywhere. We want drag to be in every space and
Mickey
every,
Mouse Club.
Yeah. So I think that kind of like creating those kinds of like walls and divisions and barriers, even though I think we need them to like maintain the sanctity of the queer community.
Yeah.
I don't think that's on the agenda for them.
Definitely not.
That's not very House of Love.
Very anti House of Love for where drag is at now. But I love a Drag Race. But I love they included it. And I also noticed this is the first time where someone said period to punctuate something. That's so used
Wow.
now. But it was like a weird time capsule of seeing this bomb of kind of where it started and where it kept exploding after that.
Okay, well, and like we're in the era of bastardized drag talk where it's all like period slay
Boots,
yes.
cunty, mama.
Like, oh, that's so slay, mama. You're giving like
Yeah,
everyone
totally.
talks like that now, even like
Sure.
unironically nowadays on Drag Race.
Totally.
And we're starting to enter that where the drag speech is
The
what it is.
lexicon is getting
Because-
tainted.
Because there's also like the overarching like influence of like social media and TikTok speak,
Definitely.
because you see it even like this season where there's like little like TikTok memes and things that they integrate into their speak where it's like, oh, that's so weird to hear.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got Champs on the Runway as our runway category.
Crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
No, as Michelle is a noted chap hater.
Did you have any standouts? For me, it was Camden, obviously doing that trip.
Yes.
And I loved Rue going, oh shoot. Oh shoot. Literally probably in the back of her brain thinking, are we about to get a lawsuit? Is this about to be a problem? And then her coming up and having the mustache.
But it
That
was also
hot.
very what we call in the business chocolate milk.
Oh.
It was very like sad and awkward and like you felt bad because you thought that she actually fell for real. And she did the thing where she like puts her hand up to see if her wig's still there and it's not. It's so like,
Yeah.
the awkward, sad, uncomfy cringe of it all. And so she did kind of slay that.
Is it okay if I share?
Chocolate milk. Oh yeah, for the viewers.
For
at
the
home.
viewers, really quick overview. Chocolate milk was when my lovely co-host here was a small child and asked their father for chocolate milk. and went to sleep. And their father went and got and made chocolate
I
milk.
fell asleep because he forgot about it.
He
and
forgot
it took
about
so
it.
long. And so then he like finally remembers it, and he like comes running into the room as my sister retells it. He's like, "Oh, buddy, I'm so sorry. I forgot about that chocolate." Oh, and then he came in and I had already fallen asleep because it had been like a half hour and I'd been waiting for him to fall asleep. And he felt so bad because he like ran in to give me that chocolate milk. And by the time he finally remembered, I had fallen asleep. So my sister refers to things as chocolate milk when they're like sad and like uncomfortable, where there's like kind of like the sad cringe of it all. Because there's that like, yeah, there has to be like the mix of like, oh,
sad cringe. Because
Yeah.
there's uncomfortable cringe and there's, oh, I feel so bad because that was a thing.
Yes, exactly. Where it's like
sad.
you feel so bad, you don't know how to react, or like you don't know how to like comfort or do anything in that moment, so you just want to like shrivel up and die.
And everything tenses.
Yeah, we call that chocolate milk in the biz. But there's something very chocolate milk about her, like
Totally.
falling forward, like feeling like see if her wig's still there, and there's like they cut the music. It's so good. I love it. But other than the obvious standout, which is her, I also really like Willow's.
Mm-hmm.
Willow always slays on the runway though. Even though I made it sound like I hated her look last week, I still love her looks. I love all her looks, but that one's a slay. Carrie's is great. Bosco's is great, but we gotta talk about
Say it.
Drag You. It's a miracle. Drag You. Are you ready for me? Drag
I was
You.
getting fallout from this because the Fallout
Fallout U.
Fallout U.
She draguated from Fallout U.
This is Vault Tech Drag U, mama. Because it's literally the exact blue and yellow of Fallout.
She graduated magna cum laude from Vault U with a degree in
Of slaying and yes, God.
slaying, yes, godding in the vaults.
Could you imagine a vault experiment and it's just drag queens?
Oh my god, crazy!
That would be everything.
I just love her mental process of like chaps, yes. Graduation gown, yes. Graduation chaps. Yellow, bright yellow graduation chaps with a blue satin over shawl with a cape and a giant graduation cap and a yellow wig, yes God.
And fishnets.
Fishnet nude bodysuit in the front for my draguation.
And a Count Chocula yellow wig.
Katya's cover of Drag You is playing in my head. Where she's like singing in Russian.
Why did nobody do a cowboy? Besides Bosco.
I feel like because everyone thought everyone was going to do a cowboy. I don't know. That's why I also love Bosco's. Bosco's is the most chappy of them.
Yeah, it's
like
very
with the
like
fringe.
cow person meets like 70s disco rave.
Yes, I actually quite like hers.
I hate Angeria's so much.
Okay, I'll be real. I don't really like Angeria's. I don't really like Daya's. I don't really like Deja's.
Deja's
I
is
don't like
despicable.
George's. Probably George's weakest look of
George's
the entire
is
season.
the weakest. It's not chaps. It's lingerie. That's lingerie.
It's layered lingerie. That's lingerie.
That is lingerie.
I also hate the like weird like it's like lowriders on her pussy with a panty over it. Do you know it's crazy because it's like it's like she's wearing low-rise pants that are just above like the top of her vagina.
Yeah.
And then she put a panty over it.
It's nuts. It's a really nuts look. Okay, so this week they use their safe token. No one goes home. What do you think about this?
But it's like how many safe tokens are there? Because
4.
Because this actually does feel like an immediate cancel out to no cornbread being served
Yeah.
the other
On the
night
table.
for dinner. Yeah.
Yeah, no cornbread.
No cornbread on the table. But then we have another double save later. So what's tea? So it's like
They ordered too many episodes. Do you remember in UK 3? They had like three Nana limbs.
it's too many. It just feels cheap.
It cheapens the competition a little bit.
Because then it's also frustrating when we have a season where there's one or no double saves. And it's like, okay, so where's this energy now? When bad bitches are getting sent home left and right and y'all are doing nothing about it.
Yeah. I would kind of live for if they know that they're going to have these long seasons, tell them the first 5 episodes are going to be competitive for points. Whoever wins is going to be immune from a lip sync smackdown that's going to happen in week 5 or 6. And from that point, everyone's going home.
Yeah.
if you gain a win in these first couple episodes, you don't have to lip sync at all during that week. But when that happens, someone's going home. There will be no saves at any point. Like, just front load the saves at the beginning so that everyone can show what they got kind of early.
Yeah.
Knock those bitches out. Because, like, there's too many that happen in the middle here.
How many? Is that enough episodes? One, bottom...
1, 2, 5 New York girls.
Okay, 5. Because I'm like, how many episodes if they did like 5 non-elims and then a lip sync, Lollapalooza?
That would probably leave like probably 9 to 10 girls lip syncing, depending on if anyone got double wins.
Well, because I was like, if they just had everyone who did bad lip sync Lollapalooza after the set of non-elimination episodes, I feel like that's like, they could even do a double elimination then if they really wanted to have a bottom 3, 1 safe. That'd be chaotic though, but
it could be interesting.
But I feel like then it's more fair. Like, but then also, what if the same bitches do bad every episode? And it's like, okay, well, you did bad 8 weeks in a row. No, I don't know. Like, I definitely want there to be a way where they can have just like a chunk of like no eliminations yet. Like, we're feeling it out. Which is why I liked this most recent one. I just hated the writing being on the wall for Acacia.
Sure.
But doing something like that where at least there's 2 weeks where everyone gets a chance to perform individually, have a moment in the sun, and then we're doing an elim. But I don't know.
I don't know as well. I feel the same way. I think at this point, probably the only people they would want to eliminate would probably be like Carrie or Jasmine. But I don't think they have figured out a way to do it yet. You know what I mean?
The time's not been right.
No. Camden and Daya have to lip sync to One Way or Another by Blondie, which is a great song.
Great song. Blondie usually makes a slay lip sync.
Yeah. To be honest, in my opinion, I think it should have been Bosco over Daya. I think Bosco's fancy with that crazy ass makeup and the no lip and those stark eyebrows.
Pretty hilarious.
She was great.
I think it was Camden's game regardless.
And the mustache reveal into the painted on mustache.
I mean, it was like she won the challenge, she won the runway, and then she won the lip sync too, because she was letting Diabetica have it from the moment they took off.
They did your favorite thing though. The air guitar and the air drums. Both of them.
There was a lot of air instrumentals playing.
You love that.
I would rather see you, Kylie Sonique Love, just like backflip into like a pussy split during a guitar solo.
Don't try and give us this delusion that you're playing the instrument.
Because it's like the rockers to those songs and their music videos and performances, it's like that's when the hot babe starts dancing.
Yeah.
You don't see the hot babe air guitaring during that moment. Like,
could you imagine?
No, she's twirling. She's twirling and swirling in New York City. Yeah. So I feel like that is the moment where it's also like, I don't know. To me, like, instrument solo equals dance solo.
Yeah. Don't do an air guitar.
Especially if you're a freaking dancer. I get if you're Diabetica and you're not dancer extraordinaire. But if you're Lady Camden,
do pirouettes.
Do something. I know you can figure out 10 seconds of choreography for a little instrumental.
Donkey kick.
I just feel like I want to see, like, I think about Call Me by Blondie.
Oh,
Chi Devane doing like 4 backflips into the hair flip back into the song.
That was
she was doing no instrument playing. She was literally just doing acrobatics and flipping around and twirling her hair and doing all that shit. That's what I want to see. I want to see you. I want to see you turn the party during that.
Don't give me air guitar. Yeah. I don't want to see any fucking air guitar anymore. Another moment that happens during Untucked is Jasmine comes out as trans. The dolls were dolling this season. It was Carrie, Cornbread, Bosco, Jasmine, I think Willow. There was one other person that came out as trans after the season came out, I feel like.
Probably.
Did you know Amethyst is trans?
I heard about this.
I
Good
just
for
saw
her.
On TikTok, and I was like, oh, wait, did I miss something? And I clicked onto her profile, and she was like, yes, everyone, I am. I know you've all forgotten about me. It was like very self-depreciating, but it was great.
I love that. Good for her.
Okay, so let's talk about episode 8. We got the girl groups. We're continuing to zoom forward. Willow foreshadows this episode that there's going to be a point where they're all going to bomb. And little does she know, Snatch Game is coming
put a
around
curse
the corner.
on them in that
She
moment.
literally did.
She put a hex on those women.
You know that escucha las palabras de las brujas. She
Literally.
did that. We have the reading mini challenge where I wrote down only a couple things. Angeria telling Miss Camden, she calls her Miss Camel Toe. Next time you want to look masculine on the runway, leave the mustache at home. The jawline is fine.
Slay.
Died. And Camden is the one who goes in and says, Georges, such a tiny waste of time.
That was good.
That was great. And then Bosco says she found everyone's will, or she found Rue's will, and Rue wants everyone to be her pallbearers and bury her on the main stage so that they could let her down one last time on the runway. I forgot how funny Bosco was.
That is good.
It was
That
good
is
tea.
good.
The Maxi Challenge is 1964 girl group inspos. What did you think about this challenge? Because I went through a Ronettes phase in like freshman year of college, so I was like living for this.
I don't know why I'm making two Hella Project references in one episode.
It's on your brain.
You remember when they did that New York? You already know what I'm talking about.
I already know exactly what you're talking
and
about.
And it's that English broadcaster, and he's saying all their names, and some of them are their nicknames, some of them are their real names, some of them are their last names.
Uh-huh.
And they're all singing like
doo-wop
Motown
versions.
girl group songs.
Yeah. I do remember that. I remember I-Chan singing Be My Baby.
Yes.
Yes. That was good shit.
It's very that coded, but honestly, I love it.
It was so fun.
I thought it was so fun, and I thought the girls who girled hard this episode. But I thought it was like, I would appreciate this more in All Stars maybe. I think All Winners would have killed this.
Oh, totally.
To see those girls do that, or even like a more recent like All Stars 9 could have like. I think this
Can you imagine Chanel in this?
Oh my gosh. But I think that like this was so fun and it was cool to do. Yeah. Like, well, cause it's kind of a la season 8, the 80s girl groups where it's like more than just doing a basic girl group or a genre girl group, doing a decade or a time period.
Yeah.
Cause you're also like hearkening back to a different type of girl group. And this is kind of like the beginning of it all. So I love that.
I like that it's sort of centered around something that is in real life.
The writing was writing.
It was good. And I love the one, I think it was Willow, Daya, and Bosco, who do this song about the stalker, who is like the person they're cruising with and gets hit by the bus at the end of the song. It's so crazy, so good.
So unhinged.
And then there was the Runettes, which was Deja, Georges, and Jasmine. They're in those like red dresses and singing about what were they even singing about? I wrote down nothing about them. They looked great, I think, visually, but I think about Angeria in that pink gown looking like Diana Ross, swishing around. She looked ethereal, like she was plucked straight out of the 60s, and then her voice and that smile.
She did so good.
Love Angeria.
Her voice and the way that she like opened her song, she absolutely destroyed it.
Yeah. Her, Willow, and Bosco were so good to me, but we had sparks flying this episode between Jasmine and Daya because Daya was talking about Jasmine's body and how she had just wrapped fabric around it, and Jasmine was feeling a certain way about that. They had this like moment where they talk about it, and Daya was like, yeah, I did do that. And that was it. And I kind of hate how smug she is about it. Like, yeah, I did do that. Yeah. And what of it? What's the problem? Like, I want to just walk up and be like, what is your problem? Why are you so mean?
But I also love that she's standing on it.
Yeah, I did it.
She and what? And what about it? What are you gonna do about it, bitch?
I do wonder if this challenge was supposed to be maybe the Snatch Game originally because Alec Mapa's here. He was the OG Snatch Game guy. And also the reading challenge being at the beginning.
True, that makes a lot more sense. But they're like, but it wasn't all groups of 3.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably like, oh fuck, we did that same.
Oh no, we did
Our,
we did Daytona last week and we saved and we can't do it again. So what else do we have?
our numbers are off. Our numbers are off.
It was an interesting challenge choice at this point because the way that everything was set up, judge wise and mini challenge wise, didn't support a girl group. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. You'd think it would be a musical guest or something.
Yeah, something like that. And I also have something I want to say about the next episode, but I'll hold on to that. The runway theme is Heart On, and they recycle this in UK4. Do you remember this? They do both. They do Heart On and the shoulder pad in 4, I think.
Damn.
They take both these runway
They're like,
categories.
it's a different country. It doesn't count.
They won't notice.
No one will be the wiser.
Did you live for anyone in particular?
I mean, I always think right away about Angeria's look.
That look was crazy.
And Katya being obsessed with it on the pit stop too. Like it being so weird that it weirded Katya out.
Yeah, it's so weird. This bike helmet with the Sia wig and the Harajuku bodysuit. Like it was so crazy, but so good.
Yeah, so crazy. Honestly, I freaking love Dia's. Diabeticas.
I like what it wants to be.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot going on with it.
I love it. My favorite though is Willow's. Willow 8 left no crumbs for me. Para me, spooky me.
Willow's been killing it this season. I love from the waist up of Bosco.
Oh,
I
okay.
do not
so
like the
real.
length.
Yeah.
The length of that is cocktail evening gown. But then when you cut it off, that vampire look is quite fun.
Yeah.
But only from the hips up.
No, I like the interpretation, but I agree the silhouette's not fully there. And it's just also funny because it's like it's someone who like she's such a body girl, so when she wears like fabric, you need it to like really be giving, and she like really needs it to be like fitted to her because of how she is, you know.
Yeah,
because
this is my favorite Deja look, by the way. She looks
really.
I love the silhouette and this big hair. Yeah. This is my favorite Deja look of the whole season. I love the scale of it all. She looks so badass. She looks like superhero Nurse Joy.
I am gagged.
Do you not like it? Do you not live?
No.
Why are you living? What do you hate about it? Why do you hate Deja Sky?
The glasses.
You hate the glasses? Oh, I think they're so fun.
Because to me, it's giving like, why are the glasses? Are you a teacher? Are you a nerd? Are you a superhero?
She's Clark Kent.
Are you like fairy nurse mother? I like the outfit though. I just don't love the hair.
Okay, I love the hair. It's
What's
so
her name?
fun.
Willow's look is like for the tickled pink runway that just happened. I want a shit like this.
Yeah, me
Like
too.
this to me gives like tickled pink because Naomi was talking about it where she was like, no one gave pink as like a vibe. And like there's like pink as like a color and then there's like pink as a vibe.
Sure.
And there's also in the same way like when you hear heart on, like some of these girls have like a heart or they're shaped like they have a heart cut out. But like hers like a heart runway, like the heart like panties, like it's so like on it. Like it's such like a good interpretation.
And
I
being
love it.
sexy wordplay as well.
Yes, heart on, yeah. She did that for me. A lot of them I don't like.
Yeah, a lot of the runways this whole season have been kind of throwaways. Like, I didn't understand where some of the inspiration was coming from for them.
Yeah.
But I love this cast so much. Our winners, hold on, I wrote it down. I wrote down who won. I know I did.
Wasn't it Diabetica?
It is. I thought it was kind of crazy.
I mean, I thought it was weird just because I don't think she did any better than the other two in her group. But I did love her runway look. And I mean, I know that she had been itching for a win, so I think storyline wise it made sense for her. So I think this was a justifiable enough week for her. For me personally, I think Angeria did the best.
Yeah.
Angeria was just like stunning for me. Not on the runway.
Ethereal.
Not on the runway. But
It was so weird that
in
it
the
was
challenge, in the challenge, she did the thing so fiercely.
good. Yeah.
That was all I needed.
I think about her swishing in that beautiful pink all the time.
Swish, swish, bish.
Swish, swish, bish. Another one in the basket. And our bottoms are Jasmine, which I thought Georges was way worse than her in the challenge and on the runway and could have been here.
Yeah.
They really have
They
it out for
both were
Jasmine.
really uncomfortable. Yeah, Georges being safe was really a bone thrown her way.
It's at the point right now where it's like you've got the dancing girls with the big personalities, and Rue's connected with Georges more. So Jasmine's clearly going to be out soon. It just is a matter of when.
Yeah.
And it will certainly be before Georges, which is kind of sad to see. Carrie's in the bottom, which I feel like of all the weeks that she's been bad, this was not the week.
No, she did remarkably mid this week.
They said that she was too gospel.
Such a random critique.
Right. And I'm like, huh. I don't think that was an issue. And then they said that Camden was fading in the challenge, which I also didn't understand.
Yeah, I thought that was random. Like, for me, para me, I feel like the bottom three was definitely Georges and Jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, maybe, yeah, Camden. I feel like then it would have been between Camden and
Georges?
no. Well,
Jasmine?
Georges definitely. I think it would definitely Georges and Jasmine.
Yeah.
But I feel like the high-low should have been either, yeah, Camden or I guess Carrie.
But Carrie
But,
shouldn't have
like,
been in the bottom at all. She was
Especially because
fine.
I feel like the rest of her group was so strong. I feel like she should have been safe by proximity, but
And
whatever.
she wasn't bad. I feel like they were really struggling to write someone on that dossier besides Georges. Like, Rue went into that writing room and said, "You're not putting her there. No."
Yeah, well, because
Stop
wait, because also wasn't Bob? I'm mixing up these names. Camden and Carrie were on the same team, right? They were both the
teams?
pink dresses, right?
Camden, Carrie, and Angeria were
So
the pink
that's so.
queens.
I feel like Andrea did so good that they just looked pale in comparison because, like,
How do you stand against that?
because statistically, like, they were not the worst group. The worst group
No.
was clearly Deja, Georges, and Jasmine. No offense to
Absolutely.
those women.
They were
but
the worst
Team
group.
no earrings.
Team no earrings. And the wigs were suspicious.
Team updo no earrings.
The costume department did go in pretty hard on all these, except for them. Like that black bodysuit and the white ruffle that Willow Diabosco had were so hot.
Well, they look so hilarious because, like, the trio who were done dirty, the beehive red dress, they look like Welcome to the 60s.
Yes.
But, like, done shittily and not on black women. Well, no, Deja's black, isn't she?
She is.
On one black woman.
Yeah.
But, like, it looks like they're trying to emulate that Welcome to 60s look, but specifically more so when they are on the show and they're in more of their daytime looks and they're just in, like, 3 matching, like, mini dresses. Like, it's giving very that.
Well, they're meant to be the Ronettes.
Oh, yes.
And that silhouette, that beehive hair was very
Yes.
Ronette.
Yeah, and the matching, like,
And they were all stunning black women.
yeah. And that, like, I guess it's a cocktail dress, but it's, like, you know, that nice,
A
like,
shift dress.
come on, shift.
It was a shift dress with like a little neck cowl.
Yeah.
It was definitely not flattering for them. And then like Georges was just dead in the face.
Yeah.
Just dead. And then Jasmine was just not, she was doing too much.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love this girl group challenge, but I did not like the judging very much. And I feel like what is happening television wise is they're leaning in on this story that's organically happening in the workroom, and they're allowing Daya's star to rise while Jasmine's plummets to sort of really lean in and make more sparks happen inorganically of something that was happening very organically.
Yeah.
So the bottom two is Jasmine and Carrie to Unbreak My Heart by Toni Braxton. I think this song could have been next week. On top of the fact that I don't think it was a really great song to lip sync to. It was very unlip syncable. This could have been next week because the lip sync song for the following week is, I believe it's Something's Got a Hold on Me. Yeah, Something's Got a Hold on Me by Etta James. And that would have worked way better here.
Agreed. That makes so much more sense.
And next week's challenge is men's. It's all about loving men. And Unbreak My Heart would have made so much more sense for the men challenge.
That's so true.
Those lip syncs should have been swapped, in my opinion.
Wow.
Strangely, we lose Carrie at this point. I felt like she could have probably gone a lot farther. And I mean, she just like didn't do anything, and she does not have the golden chocolate bar.
No. And they deal intense emotional psychic damage to Jasmine having to send home her trans guru.
That was, I think, the most despicable thing.
Because it felt a little like, was this on purpose?
It felt a little malicious.
Because they love to put people who have a connection in the bottom together. But I felt like they just had this moment and they made it clear that or Jasmine made it clear that she really looks up to Carrie and Carrie's like a mentor to her.
Yeah.
And they have this moment together and then it's like, she can send Carrie home.
Yeah.
Let's put them in the bottom together.
Yes. It was very when they made Coco send Jade home.
Oh my God.
When they were so close.
Oh my God.
It was like, send home your friend. And on top of it, we're going to reward your enemy too.
Yeah, we're going to make it a shitty day for you.
The worst day in the world. Our very last one, men's. Do you like men's? Because the queens like men's.
I love men's.
I love me some men's. They have to do a DragCon style panel talking about men, which feels bad that Carrie got eliminated the week before this because she's kind of a dick pig.
I know. She probably would have ate.
Yeah.
I think, well, she's so fun to listen to talking. This could have been an amazing breakout moment for her.
This could have been
if she had just been herself and like let her hair down.
Yeah.
And just been like funny. I feel like she could have really had this moment.
It's almost like when they sent Marsha home before the musical.
God.
The mini challenge is a photo bomb with celebrity men. I need to know what you think about these photo bomb challenges.
I hate these photo bomb challenges.
Them. And why do the girls go ugly?
They always go ugly. Because they're like, I don't know what to do, so I'll just be ugly in the shot. A lot of the times is kind of the vibe, I think, because they're like, I don't know how to like make this a moment.
So I'm gonna look inbred. It's crazy. Do they not? Like they always look inbred. It's insane to me. That
makes me think of Salt Lake City, Real Housewives. Mary M. Cosby. She said Heather looked inbred in something, and then next season, Heather was like probably thinking it would turn into something and be like, "Did you say I looked inbred?" And Mary was like, "Yeah, I did, because you did." And I think about that a lot.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
So she's got the snobbiness of a true Mormon. Little does she know she looks inbred.
That's so
That's
good.
so scathing.
That would end my career. It would be over for me.
Yeah.
Willow wins this one looking like someone's dance auntie who's like going to yoga.
Okay, kind of obsessed with that hair. That crazy hair.
She wins and gets to assign the team. So she chooses Deja since they haven't worked together, Angeria because she likes her, and Camden since she wants to work more with her. And this was like quite a fun group, but then it leaves the fire starters, Jasmine, Georges, Daya, and Bosco together as the other team. 4 on DragCon panel seems like a lot, no?
I feel like it should be 3.
Yeah.
Because like IRL, yeah, maybe the panels are bigger, but I feel like the most popular panels at DragCon are the duo panels, where it's usually like, you know, the fashion photo review, the makeup girl, this, you know, whatever. Maybe 3, 2 and a guess, but I don't feel like 4 is a vibe unless you're doing like a full panel where it's like 5 or 6 and then a moderator who's then asking select questions. But of a self-moderated, I don't think it should go, more than 3.
Imagine if they had swapped this challenge last week and done this, something's got a hold on me, did the double save, and then this week would have been girl groups. And then we would have had Carrie being able to talk about all this and then maybe going home.
See, that would have been good. Just because I feel like we could see a little bit more Carrie.
I feel like we needed one more episode with her. It feels like we were kind of shortchanged. Nicole Byers here's the judge, which made me so happy.
Love me some Nicole Byer. I wish we saw more of her again on the show. I feel like we haven't seen her again recently.
I miss her and Lonnie. I miss them. They were like
her and Lonnie were so great, and they
great.
both brought us some absolutely incredible moments. On what season were they on? Is that 13?
13.
Because her reaction to Lala Ree,
Mm-hmm.
and then Lonnie Love's banter with Utica. Those are both like top tier moments and reactions of that season.
Wasn't Lonnie in the guest judge on one of these episodes, I feel like?
Is she my queen?
I swear that Lonnie was here for one of these episodes, and I think I may have written it down and I just didn't bring it up because, like, at the time, it had only been maybe a year.
Yeah.
But for us, it has been like 7.
It's been
It's
74
been so
years.
many years. Our groups are doing Men and Work in Progress, Deja, Camden, Willow, Angeria, where they talk about hot men, fatherhood, relationships, and sex. And this is where we get some of the best Willow moments.
Oh, yeah.
Her saying that she's an anarchist who thinks that men should be punished for their crimes to humanity was
As like
psychotic.
as like the opening anecdote.
Yeah.
And then going on to her point, that not being her point, that being like her, well, I'm an anarchist who thinks men should be punished for their crimes to humanity. But
XYZ. I also loved Angeria. I could just let her talk to me for hours and I would listen. And then group 2 is moderated by Bosco, who was literally the standout. And she says that it's called Men, Electric Boogaloo Part 2, now with more men. She was so funny and so interesting, but visually, she looked like a stewardess. And Jasmine looked like she was getting on the plane that Bosco was the stewardess on.
the looks are crazy because it's like some of them are giving like interview chic, some of them are giving like almost like daytime drag. Some of them are giving like, yeah, like 60 minutes drag. Like,
Yeah.
it's such a mix of aesthetics, but no, Bosco killed it. And because Bosco like handled it in the mix of like she's hosting,
Yeah.
kind of like hosting a live gig, but also like interviewing, because it's like podcasting meets hosting.
Totally.
Because it's like, yes, you have to play to a live audience, but you also have to like condense it into like a nice, like consumable little treat of a media presentation.
Yeah.
Because it's like a TED Talk podcast stand up.
Yeah. I liked it. I think maybe the groups were a little big, but I liked what everyone did. The runway category of shoulder pads, which actually this was the one that they used again on UK4.
Yeah.
Do shoulder pads and hard on. My only standout is Deja because of that huge giant suit. I loved that look.
The stylings of Deja Sky, shoulders
I love
to the
that
Deja
drink.
Sky.
Yeah. Did you have any standouts from this runway?
I'm trying to think. I will say, because you were saying how they use this for UK, I do think that there are definitely like certain like things like this where it's like silhouette. I feel like you can absolutely have that like be like kind of a recurring thing where it's
Totally.
like things that aren't a super specific, like obviously a really specific prompt, like yeah, save it as a one off or like recycle it every decade. But I think like having something, yeah, like shoulder pads or like padded to perfection, things like that, where it's like capes, yeah, I would love a
Planet
cape
of the Capes was so fun.
like every other season or something.
Yeah. Mermaid gowns inspired by her Mona Lisa.
Hateful.
Sorry.
No, I think you're right. I think Deja's is a big slay because it's a really cute look and it's just made like super dramatic with the
Yeah.
shoulders, which I love. I really like Bosco's because it gives
Bosco.
me very like X-Men.
Yeah, it's cool.
Very
X-Men
very like,
meets Matrix.
Yes, very some sort of like anime baddie bitch. So I really like hers. I really like Deja's. Honestly, they're kind of the only two I like because like
Yeah.
even like other thoughts, Willow's, I don't think the shoulders are shouldering enough. And then like Camden's is like, yes, of course you're a nutcracker.
I like what Angeria's wanted to be, but it doesn't make me think shoulder pads.
I also, the shoulders need to be bigger. The crown needs to be bigger.
The shoulders need to match those hips, which they don't.
I also don't like the regular plaid legs and shoulders mixed with the houndstooth.
It's a little jarring.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like the, how do you say that? Voile? When like
That's where it is.
when you have the black and white and it creates the like warp.
Oh, and it looks like it's moving.
How do you say that? Voile. I know that's how you spell it out. Voile. Viola Davis.
Voile. Wall.
I think that's how you say it.
It's a soft sheer fabric is what Google's telling me.
Oh, well then maybe not.
Maybe that's not the word you're looking for.
Wait, isn't it called the Wall effect?
Maybe it is. Here, I look up another one. Wall effect. That's not giving me anything.
I think I've made it up. I think I need to go away.
You need to breathe in the paper bag.
I think I need help. But no, it looks like, but you know, the effect where it's like you're wearing black and white like stripes,
and it looks
or
like
something.
it's zigzaggy.
Yeah.
Woo.
You take a picture of a screen.
Yes. Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about. I see that.
But yeah, I would say I like Bosco's, even though it's kind of basic. I like Deja's.
Do you think this is when Bosco started running out of clothes? Because I remember we see this corset for a couple weeks in a row.
This is when the shortage begins.
Do you think?
I mean, it's entirely possible.
Bosco is the winner. Bosco. And they're all judged individually. And Georges and Jasmine end up in the bottom to Something's Got a Hold on Me, which I still think should have been last week. And it's a double save. And Rue says that is a lip sync for your life.
Which is so random because it's like, I mean, yeah, it's a good lip sync. I like the part where they both do the whoa.
Yeah, that was great. And then the like slow split that Jasmine does where she like goes down and then opens and then drops again.
Yeah.
That was hot.
I remember, I believe it was Brooklyn who did the pit stop for this episode. And she was like, I love that they gave him this song. Well, it was either this or it was a different one where they had a ballad. But she was saying like she loves when the dancing girls get a song that is not what you'd expect them to perform. No, it might be a different episode I'm thinking of, actually. But anyways.
I mean, it's still smart when they do that.
Yeah.
It's fun to see what they do and how they interpret it. Because they still bring that dancerly energy to the song.
Yeah. But if this had been, you know, Ava Max, obviously, maybe it would have been more, quote unquote, exciting. But this is definitely more of a challenge for both of them, which is fun in its own way.
Yeah. Or Unbreak My Heart.
Unbreak my heart.
And I know we talked about it earlier about them maybe ordering too many. But this being one of, I think, 5 non-elim episodes this season, it really feels like they just got way too many episodes and didn't know what to do at the time.
I mean, the fact that we talked about 2 non-elims this episode.
And there's like 2 more coming up next week.
Crazy.
There's 3 coming up next week. Because there's Snatch Game, the Bosco one, when she gets the chocolate, and the finale.
Oh my God. I can't believe it.
There are 5 altogether. If you count week 1 and 2, where people were eliminated, but they technically came back. Those are technically non-elims by all accounts. They might as well have been there.
It's so wild.
Because they didn't miss anything from the following episode. So technically, that wasn't even a limb. So there's 7 non-elims this season.
Damn.
7. I'm remembering why people said this one was long. Any controversial opinions about this stretch of time that we haven't already said?
I mean, they're definitely playing Daya's emotions up. I think just because there's not a lot of like super like crazy stuff happening this season.
Yeah.
Beyond like true like emotional moments.
Yeah.
You know, people finding their trans identity and stuff. But I guess that's not interesting television. So we have to yell at people for wrapping napkins around their body. But I think just like the editing around like Daya like affects her perception as a competitor so much, whether it be negatively or positively, because people feel like she'll be robbed in certain challenges, like the sewing challenge, or people feel like she didn't do as good as they think she did, even though she like did great, but people are discrediting her. So I always feel like sometimes it's hard because like moments like this where they have such like a heavy like filter for how we perceive someone, it like makes it hard to like not also look at their like performances and like you know, all that. But I don't even know. I feel like this season is so like, it's so messy that I can't even have controversial opinions to quote unquote like make right of things,
right?
Like to like sort it out, like no, here's how I think this should be like that and that should be like this. I guess my controversial opinion is that Georgia should have been in the top, as she as she was for the sewing challenge. I controversially agree with her being in the top for
That's
that.
like saying Utica didn't deserve the ball win. Damn.
No,
You know what?
listen.
I respect your opinion. I healthily disagree, but I respect it.
I respect you respecting that and disagreeing.
I'm holding space while holding the top of this bottle.
Thank you.
My controversial opinion, I think, is that Carrie did...
I'm so sorry. I was trying to hold space and I knocked over the water bottle.
You had the green fingers, too.
Yeah, my little green fingies.
Carrie did bad so many weeks in a row and was punished at the wrong time and was also punished early
She
for
was
the wrong thing.
she was safe when she did bad and in the bottom when she did fine.
Yes.
That was the ways of the Carrie Colby.
And I don't understand why. Like, TV competition wise, there was no reason to hold space for her in the episode she did so bad on. What were they holding on to her for?
What was the space we were holding?
Right. Was it that they really wanted to knock out Maddie that badly? Was it that they really wanted to get rid of Orion that badly? Did Orion go home this week? I can't remember. Yes.
She did. She went home at the start of this episode.
Who were they wanting to get out so badly that they couldn't have just had Carrie send them home?
Right.
If she wasn't on their radar to go very far, because they clearly booted her out at a time where she didn't do bad, but they did not want to get rid of Georges, Carrie, or Daya because they were giving good TV. Why didn't they just use Carrie as the bullet to take out those people? And it set her up as the lip sync assassin, so at least she has some good leeway going into her future career, that she's at least got some performance behind her. You know?
I mean, is she... No, I'm not going to say it.
I guess that's the thing that doesn't make sense to me. Like, they clearly didn't want her for anything.
But they didn't utilize her either.
Right. They didn't utilize her for anything. They just kept her.
Yeah.
It was very like, I don't know. I'm skipping ahead seasons, but like a Robin Fierce or a Mayuri. Like, you weren't using this girl for anything. You're just kind of holding on to her, but not doing anything. But she's giving you stuff.
Well, and especially with Carrie, I mean, all the other girls talk about her because she's a Colby and she has this rep. So I feel like she already had so much gravitas in the room. They could have played with that more.
And they didn't.
Yeah.
They chose not to.
Totally.
She was such an underutilized card, but she had a name and she was giving them TV moments.
She was giving it to them.
She was giving them to the children. Yes. So that part confuses me. Like, what? Did y'all really hate Maddie that much?
Were y'all that pissed? Yeah.
Y'all really, I mean, she did do bad, but like, did you really hate her that much? Did you hate Jasmine that much that you wouldn't use Carrie, who was objectively doing worse?
They couldn't, I get what you mean. They didn't have
the range.
It all figured out, yeah.
So
the range.
Next week, you and I won't be filming, which won't affect our listeners at home because you're going to go to Vegas and see Drag Race Vegas live.
Yes, I'm so excited.
It's really exciting.
So as of, I don't know who will all actually be there, but the cast that is supposed to be there is Kylie Sonique Love, Ginger Minge, Asia O'Hare's hosting as she always does, and then they added Plain Jane and Morphine from this season. There might be one other person I'm forgetting, but that's mainly where I'm there to
Mirage,
see Kylie.
Right?
No, I wish.
Mirage might be out there.
Yeah, I mean, Mirage is definitely going to be at Piranha. Well, I don't know if she's touring, but
if she's there, you have to go see her.
Yeah, but I'm really excited to see if they're performing Kylie and Morphine.
Kylie, Morphine, Asia would be the ones.
Oh, and Asia, yeah. When I saw Work the World, Asia was a huge highlight. So I'm definitely excited for her as well. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
All right. So we will chat with y'all very soon. Remember, you're doing a great job. You're doing the best you can. And that is all you can do. We will chat with you soon. Goodbye.
Bye.